What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to the latest Liverpool transfer news updates, because Liverpool have submitted a bid for Marc Guehi and Crystal Palace will likely accept it. That's what the latest news from various journalists, and also Liverpool are waiting for Newcastle to sign Nick Voltemada. He recently passed his medical and Stuttgart and Newcastle are waiting to exchange documents, and after the transfer goes through, and Newcastle are also working on Johan Wissa transfer, and Nicholas Jackson could still end up at Newcastle. But Newcastle basically are working on, signing one more striker after Voltemada. But once the Voltemada transfer is official, Liverpool will really gear up with a huge bid to launch at Alexander Isak, which will be £130 million plus with various add-ons. The fee could reach £140 million and Newcastle will most likely accept it. So we will break down all the details, but the latest news is that Liverpool have submitted an official offer to sign Marc Guehi from Crystal Palace, even though Oliver Glasner, the Crystal Palace manager, said that he doesn't really want Marc Guehi to leave. Crystal Palace qualified for the Conference League group stage, and they are also working on signing not one but two centre-backs, and as soon as Crystal Palace even get one centre-back transfer over the line, that's when they will let Marc Guehi leave, because they need to find a replacement first. They need to sign an official replacement first. Of course, Crystal Palace's Marc Guehi is top of Liverpool's transfer shortlist alongside Alexander Isak, and Liverpool have offered Crystal Palace around £36 million plus another £4 million in add-ons and bonuses. So that's the kind of figure that Crystal Palace were looking for, a total package of £40 million. That's what various journalists are reporting, and Alexander Isak is next on Liverpool's transfer list. Of course, Marc Guehi already agreed personal terms with Liverpool, and Alexander Isak already agreed personal terms with Liverpool. So we just need to agree a deal with the respective clubs, and then these transfers will go through pretty easily. Craig Hope is also reporting that the transfer fee for Nick Voltemada is £65 million, with £60 million in base fee and £5 million in add-ons. And as soon as Voltemada deal goes through, then it's very, very likely that Alexander Isak will be available, and basically Newcastle have all but resigned to the fact Alexander Isak won't play for Newcastle anymore. Even if they force him to stay, which would be really foolish. Imagine if Isak doesn't play until January for Newcastle. His value will go down like this, and they could lose out on 40 to 50 million pounds. And remember, with this Voltemada deal, Newcastle are spending 200 million pounds in this summer transfer window, and they can't spend that amount of money without selling a big player, and that's Alexander Isak. Oliver Glasner also said that Marc Guehi has to stay at Crystal Palace because the defender is almost impossible to replace, but he also conceded that the transfer window is still open. He said, from my side, now it is Friday, the window closes on Monday, and he has to stay. He has to, because it's not possible at the moment to find a Guehi replacement who can play straight away in the Premier League, being a starter for Crystal Palace, being consistent. When we see our foundation of the success we have had in the last couple of months, and also the foundation of going into the group stage of the Conference League, it's our defense. We had 2 clean sheets against Fredrikstad. We've had 5 games played with 3 clean sheets. We've conceded just 1 goal in the Premier League. So this is our foundation, and Marc Guehi is a crucial part of that. He's the captain. He's an England international. He has the most Premier League experience in the whole defense. Getting now the right replacement, I think, is almost impossible. And Glasner also added that Marc Guehi showed in every game that he's focused on playing for Crystal Palace. But he's a model professional. Why wouldn't he be focused? He just wants to do what's best for his current club, Crystal Palace, while also eyeing a move to Liverpool. And of course, there is nobody to blame for it, Oliver Glasner said. If a player has 1 year left on his contract, like Marc Guehi, and he gives the signal, I definitely want to leave, then a deal would happen in every single club. So Marc Guehi is fully committed to the team. As the Crystal Palace chairman said, until Marc Guehi signs a new contract, there is no other option but to sell him. Crystal Palace have a lot of money because they play in the Premier League, but they don't have that much money that they can just lose 40 million pounds on this, because if they don't sell Marc Guehi, that's how much they will lose by not selling him right now. If they keep him, he will leave on a free transfer. There is absolutely no chance that Marc Guehi will sign a new contract. And of course, Steve Parish conceded after the Community Shield victory over Liverpool that Marc Guehi, having just 1 year left on his contract, is a problem and they need to solve it. Crystal Palace, of course, already sold Eberechi Eze for 60 million with a potential 7.5 million pounds of add-ons. And Marc Guehi, also interesting career. He progressed through the Chelsea academy. He joined Crystal Palace in the summer of 2021 in a deal worth 18 million pounds. And he already made 160 appearances for Crystal Palace, and he also captained Crystal Palace to FA Cup victory over Man City, which is the most legendary moment in Crystal Palace's entire history. These Crystal Palace players are immortal forever in Crystal Palace's history as the first squad to win a major trophy in English football, so congratulations to them. And I think they deserved to play in the Europa League. How UEFA kicked them out for a technicality is an absolute disgrace, and Nottingham Forest replaced them in the Europa League. And Crystal Palace miss out on quite a lot of money by not playing in the Europa League, but they have a good chance in the Conference League to go all the way because they have a good squad. Of course, without Marc Guehi it will be a little bit more difficult, but Crystal Palace will sign replacements, and they are already working on JD Convot player that Crystal Palace are looking at. And of course you can't replace Marc Guehi properly because he's a seasoned Premier League centre-back, very reliable, very good player, a great player in fact, not world class but just a level below that. And I think that this transfer will go through as soon as Crystal Palace sign a couple of replacements. Also, recent news, Fabrizio Romano broke a few hours ago that Tsimikas is going to AS Roma on loan. He has been authorized to travel, and for medical tests, AS Roma will cover his salary until next June. And Tsimikas really wanted to move. He didn't want to sit on the bench or in the reserve. Robertson will be the backup to Kerkez, and Tsimikas is going on loan to Roma. And I think that's a really, really good move because Liverpool didn't need three left backs in the squad. Also, Giovanni Leoni has been called up to the Italy national team. Congratulations, now that's two players, Chiesa and Leoni, in the Italy national team from the Liverpool squad. That's absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to see Leoni in action. Probably we will see him in the League Cup. We got drawn against Southampton, which is a pretty good draw because it's at Anfield, and Leoni will probably play in that game. Also, Salah gave a very interesting, very detailed interview on the Liverpool, the title race and the summer transfer window. He said about the title race and also calling Arsenal favourites. Arsenal have a team that's played together for 5-6 years along with the manager. So they understand each other, they understand each other's game, and it becomes easier for them. Other teams like Liverpool or Man City, we are changing a lot of players, which is sometimes tricky to then be very, very consistent, and that's, I think, normal. So Salah was really honest in this interview. He also said that Salah said that he had conversations with Arne Slot before he renewed his contract about signings, but also in the beginning of the season. But I don't tell him, of course, boss, we need this player now or that player now. Before I renewed, I needed to know the whole plan. But after I stayed at the beginning of the season, I was asking Slot about signings just out of curiosity. I admire him a lot because he has given me space to say my opinion and tell him what I see in the team and what we can improve. Even if I look at that now and I want to go and tell him, like, we need that guy in that position, I think he would listen a lot. So it's really, really good to hear that our best player, Mo Salah, and our manager have a very good understanding, a very good relationship. And Salah also said something very interesting. He said the motivation for me is this season is a bit different to last season. not just like individual anymore. Like individually you feel you have done it all, to be fair. It's just the collective motivation is like the most important thing. Just now you really wanted the team to win the Premier League. Last season was the perfect season. You won the collective one and then you win the individual awards. So you feel like you have done it all. You don't need really any individual awards to prove to anyone. So we just try to give more experience to the young players and try to help the team win the Premier League. That and putting the winning mentality into them, that you have to work hard every day to achieve greatness. And Craig Hope conceded already that Liverpool are getting closer and closer to signing Alexander Isak. Every hour it's getting more and more likely. And the Palace Way, which is a Crystal Palace fan account, said that Marc Guehi is highly likely to leave Crystal Palace. The fee will be around £40 million. Crystal Palace are exploring multiple options for experienced replacements, including loaning in Mohamed Salisu. JD Campbell will sign for Crystal Palace regardless of the Marc Guehi situation, and the transfer fee could maybe go up to as high as 45 million with add-ons should the player choose to move. Guehi very aware of his need to play because England are in a World Cup year. And by the way, how brilliant it is that Trent Alexander-Arnold hasn't been called up to the England squad. He got kicked out of the Real Madrid starting 11 and now he's not even in the England squad and he's not injured. So this is a tactical decision by Thomas Tuchel, the England manager, and I absolutely love it because the way Crystal Palace left Liverpool left a bitter taste in everyone's mouths. So I'm not crying crocodile tears for Trent Alexander-Arnold getting what he deserves, some setbacks in his career after what he did, how he left Liverpool. Not the fact that he left, but there are ways to go about it. I said my piece already last season. And now let's hear about Mike McGrath's report. He's a football reporter at the Daily Telegraph newspaper. He said that Alexander Isak's move to Liverpool has moved closer in the last 24 hours, according to sources who expect a Premier League record-breaking transfer bid over the weekend. Sources are anticipating an offer starting at 130 million before add-ons and bonuses raise the overall package of what would be a British record transfer. So that's very, very encouraging. And also Louis Steele said that the Isak saga, the door is wide open for Liverpool and for that move to happen. And Louis Steele, who has connections inside Liverpool Football Club, he said that I have a sneaky feeling that this will happen. Noises have been nothing but positive in Liverpool's favour. I said the same on Florian Wirtz before it happened. The noises on Isak are even louder, and they are getting louder by the minute. And that's very, very good, very encouraging news as well. So I think that both transfers will happen. Liverpool just need to be patient. And also another interesting story is that Wolves complete the signing of 24-year-old striker Tolu Arokodere from Genk, who is a Nigerian striker, and he has scored 21 goals for Genk last season. So Wolves signing a new striker could maybe pave the way for Strand Larsen to go to Newcastle from Wolves, and that could pave the way even more for Alexander Isak to be allowed to be sold, because there is no way Newcastle buy two strikers. There is no way Newcastle buy two strikers and not sell Alexander Isak in the summer transfer window. So I just can't see that happening. But let me know what do you think about that. And also it has been just confirmed that Arsenal are signing Piero Hincapié, who is joining for a transfer fee of 52 million euros plus sell-on clause with medical set to follow. And that's now Arsenal spending 300 million pounds, even more than Liverpool, with barely any sales. Arsenal are becoming basically the Man City of the transfer window, because they have accused Man City of spending money recklessly and without control, and now Arsenal are doing it. I mean, spending 300 million pounds almost net spend without selling many players for big money. That's crazy. Like, Arsenal's net spend could be around 200 to 250 million pounds in this summer transfer window. That's pretty crazy. And by Arsenal fans' own logic, Arsenal should be the favourites for the Premier League title, because they accused Liverpool of spending 250 million, and they said that Liverpool are favourites because of that. Now Arsenal spent even more, so they should be the favourites for the Premier League title. Some people are saying that Arsenal are signing Hincapie on loan with an obligation to buy. So basically they are just kicking the can down the road. They need to buy Hincapie next summer after loaning him in for 1 year. So basically Hincapie, as soon as he heard about Arsenal being interested in him, he told Leverkusen he wants to leave, and that's pretty epic that they have now Gabriel, Saliba, Hincapie, Mosquera, Calafiori, even Ben White can play centre back. So Arsenal have probably the beefiest, the deepest squad in the Premier League. And usually those like deepest squads win the title. Man City, when they had the deepest squads, usually they won the title. So now Arsenal have the deepest squad. They should be the favourites to win the title, but Liverpool will be up there, and I'm really looking forward to the season. I hope that you guys are looking forward to the season as well. And on Sunday, the big Liverpool-Arsenal game, I cannot wait for that. It's going to be a blockbuster, and imagine if we unveil Marc Guehi or Alexander Isak in the stadium before the game. That would be absolutely epic. Let me know if you want to see that, or let me know your thoughts on all the transfer stories that I covered today, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.